When demons sneak through the portal to the living realm we reside in, they're often forced to take a host in order to thrive and inflict the chaos upon the world they so desperately seek. These hosts can range from a person, to an object, to an animal, to a doll. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, we're going to be counting down the scariest demonic hosts in history. If you're a fan of possession cases or just Top 5 Scary in general, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe so you never miss another scary video. Alright, let's jump in. In at 5, Roland Doe. What better way to begin than with the possession case that started it all? Roland Doe, aka the case that inspired the book and film The Exorcist. The case has become one of the most notorious in the Catholic Church, even spreading into pop culture as previously noted. Roland Doe, a pseudonym given in order to protect his privacy, stumbled across a Ouija board in the late 1940s. Encouraged to use it by his aunt, he did just that. And later on in life, after his aunt's death, he used it once again to contact her, an act which opened up a portal to the spirit world, allowing a demonic force to take residence inside of him. All began with the sounds of dripping water that led to nowhere, and strange sounds that no one could locate. Eventually scratches began to appear on the young boy's body and words scribbled on his torso by invisible claws. Roland Doe also began to speak in tongues, and a demonic voice would resonate from within him. The boy's family eventually contacted a Catholic priest who determined that the boy was in fact possessed, making him a host or an unnatural spirit lurking within the cosmos. An exorcism was performed, but not just one, over 30. Reports stated that when the rite was successful, the entire hospital heard his cries of anguish. In at 4, Demon Dog. This case is just baffling and includes multiple parties but only one demonic host. An unexpected one at that. In 1976, a serial killer was roaming the streets of New York, killing up to 6 people and injuring countless others, leaving disturbing notes at each crime scene as he went. Police eventually tracked down David Berkowitz, who confessed to the brutal murders, but his explanation as to why he did it was what completely stumped the authorities. He claimed he was made to do it by the devil. However, it wasn't him that was possessed. He claimed his neighbor's dog was, and that it was the dog that had ordered him to kill. Despite what is clearly mentally unstable thoughts, David was deemed criminally sane and was given 6 life sentences. The dog was never questioned nor exercised. In at 3, Clara Germana Celi. In South Africa in 1906, Clara made a pact with Satan. She was just 16 at the time and attended the Christian school St. Michael's Mission. Days after her pact was made, the young girl became overtaken with strange thoughts and impulses. She attained the ability to speak and understand a multitude of different languages and was now capable of reading the thoughts and histories of people around her. Nuns attended to the young girl, but reported that she produced disturbing demonic noises, almost like an animal. 2 priests were called in to perform an exorcism, and over 100 people reported witnessing the girl levitate as the girl was read scripture. After 2 days, the exorcism was deemed a success and the spirits within were driven out of the girl's body. In at 2, Annabelle. We couldn't possibly have a demonic host list without including arguably the most famous demonic host in history. Annabelle. Unlike the film, Annabelle is actually a Raggedy Ann doll that now resides in the Warren Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut. The story goes like this. In 1968, a nursing student was gifted a Raggedy Ann doll by her mother. This doll was unlike any others. It began to act unusual. I mean, the fact that the doll is acting at all is the biggest red flag. It began small, a hand movement here and there, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Notes began to appear around the girl's apartment stating things like, "Help Lou" and "Help us." Lou being one of the girl's close friends. The final straw for the girl was when she came home from work to find the doll's hands covered in blood. She quickly called in a medium for help. According to the medium, the apartment the girl lived in was built on a plot of land where a 7-year-old girl had died, Annabelle Higgins. When the doll had been gifted and brought onto the plot of land, Annabelle felt drawn to the doll and took residence inside of it, thus creating Annabelle the doll. And finally in at number 1, Robert the doll. What could possibly top Annabelle? Robert, of course. Robert is a 111-year-old doll that resides in the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West. Originally the property of Robert Eugene Otto, an artist and member of a prominent Key West family, Robert was a childhood birthday gift for Otto from his grandfather who had found it during a trip to Germany. Otto had the doll through his childhood and into adulthood. Corey Canvatito, the curator of the Fort East Museum, stated, "What people really remember is what they would probably term an unhealthy relationship with the doll. He brought it everywhere. He talks about it in the first person as if he weren't a doll. He was Robert, as in a living entity." End quote. According to legend, Otto would often blame incidents on the doll, which his family laughed off as childish storytelling. Into Otto's later years, he lived in a stately home named the Artist House, where he positioned Robert in a chair by the window. Children often noted that the doll would appear and disappear frequently, which often deterred children from passing by the house. People who visited the house also noted footsteps and giggling coming from the attic, and some even swore Robert's facial expression would change. Many people have flocked to the Fort East Martello Museum to catch a glimpse of Robert, who even receives fan mail from people who believe that not worshipping the doll will lead to misfortune and bad luck in life. Well, there we have it. What do you guys think? These demonic hosts scary enough for you? Were there any that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, Top 5 Scary Bird Box Theories. Simone Grant said, "Who else is mad that Felix and Sandra took the car and wonder if they survived? That moment killed me. First of all, you both for taking the car and screwing everyone else over. Secondly, you both just met, it's not love. Thirdly, they're dead. Gotta be." Trina Thorne said, "I loved Bird Box. It was so interesting. I definitely believe more that it was a Lovecraftian creature. I love you, Lucy, so beautiful as always." Well, shucks, thank you. I agree with you completely. I absolutely adored the film and thought it was successful in delivering the anxiety, fear, and bleakness of losing a sense. Many over here weren't fans of the film. Jack. But I thought it was great, and I'm totally sold on the Cthulhu theory. Sequel, please. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. If you want to continue on your horror binge, be sure to hit that playlist floating above, and until next time, see you later.